Hi everybody and welcome to another episode of the Garden Girl. I'm so glad you're viewing and we're well into May. If you did miss the last few episodes and you need to get caught up, all you have to do is go to wjertv2.com, click the local programming, drop down menu, Garden Girl, and it'll take you to every episode you want to see from all 3 seasons. But catch up if you haven't, because we're getting into the warm season growing, the tomatoes, the squash, everything else. But today, it's not about the veggies. You know how I love my veggies and my flowers. Today, it's about some really interesting plants that we like to call succulents. Some are hiders, some are not. But it's very trendy. You see it all over Pinterest, and they are just so easy. They make great gifts. So I really thought today I'd cover that. We've never covered it. I'm really having good luck with them. I've got them pretty much figured out. So stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to jump right into how to start your own succulent garden and make gifts for everybody in your family and for your friends.
For fastidious librarian Emily Skinner, each day was fueled by thorough preparation for events to come. Well, somewhere along the way, Emily went right on living. But you see, with the help of her Raymond James financial advisor, she had planned for every eventuality, which meant she continued to have the means to live on, even at the ripe old age of 187. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
For clean air you can breathe in a clean-looking home exterior, Ultra Clean. Locally owned and operated, offers both air duct cleaning and pressure washing for your home. Give them a call at 330-243-3996 to help clean up the air you and your family breathe and your home's outside appearance.
Just wanting to be a police officer, I knew this was a great start, and it turned out to be a fantastic one.
Just be able to actually see what you're doing, what you're working on, and understand how you can take one thing and turn it into something else.
We got to creatively use skills and academics and see how we can place them into our fields.
It was pretty much I had the key to open the door, and that was from Buckeye.
Well, I woke up to the sound of silence and cars. We're cutting like knives in a fist fight. And I found you with a tear in your eye, your head in the curtains and heart like the 4th of July.
You swore and said, we are not shining stars. This I know, I never said we are. If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground. Carry on. Carry on, carry on. We are shining stars. Carry on, carry on. We are who we are.
Hi everybody and welcome back. Okay, let's jump right into these sassy little succulents. These are so easy for kids. It's a great introductory plant. As I said, they make awesome gifts because they really come from the heart and you can make them. They are so affordable. We're down here at my shop today. The breeder that ships them up to me, they are just wonderful people from Florida, right inland, and they do such a good job. So to get you started in this, the first thing you have to figure out is what container to put them in. I'm holding a nice lightweight plastic container, and these do very well. I mean, a lot of succulents would have to go in here to totally fill it up. However, once you get creative, like I do with my own personal little guy right here with my little prairie dogs from Hometown Toys, and some other little 2-3-year-old plants, you know, you can get really creative, keep them spaced out, use shells, use rocks. So the size depends on what you want to do. Terracotta looks awesome. Gives it kind of that rustic garden look. They're cheaper than cheap to get. I think this guy here is like $1. So, you know, you're not spending much, but again, it's a gift that keeps on living and giving. You can also, I'm gonna reach over here, you can go with glass. Glass is a little bit different upkeep because you're not gonna have drainage holes in it. A lot less upkeep, really easy to see if it needs water. So I really like doing them in glass as well, equally as well. But really any container's fine. You know, even today later, I'm planning up one in this little old rusty cup. You know, you can even find some enamelware. And as I find neat, cool, one-of-a-kind things, I'll get them down here for you guys. But in the meantime, I just want you to know that sky's the limit. With containers, sky's the limit. If you know your family and friends, you know if they decorate rustic or modern, you know, or Victorian, and you can tailor the containers right around that. So they're not picky. So once you pick out your container, you got to get the soil in and you got to get the soil packed. This is where it's going to be a little different for things. And let me tell you why. I always use, again, I always swear by my Better Grow. This is a nice organic potting mix. It's very well draining. It's pH balanced. And it has the perlite in it, which is really important too, especially for succulents with drainage. I will still take and mix in sand. I will still mix in more sand for more drainage, just because the worst thing you can do is overwater these succulents. I've literally seen people kill them faster from overwatering than underwatering. So I really like using sand, which it can be used decoratively as well. And you can just use the plain sand to mix in with this like I will. The other thing, when you're doing glass, especially, you know, you're going to see everything. And so what I like to do, and again, you can use any kind you want. You could go get black marbles. You can use gemstones, chips, you name it. Again, it's all about the color and the flow. And it helps with drainage too. You know, the water will drain to the bottom. And you can tell. You can tell if you need to water or not just by the color of the soil on the side of the glass. That's why I like glass real well. Terracottas usually almost always check, make sure they come with a drainage hole already in them, because trust me, I've tried to do stuff with them drain wise, and I've split more pots trying to do that and ruin things. So just get them with drainage holes in them. Don't even mess with anything that doesn't. That's the only thing I will say. If you can't see in it, don't do it. It's hard. Even these cups will have holes put in them. You know, so once you layer your gravel on the bottom, which I strongly suggest, you know, then you can put, if you want, charcoal, which I didn't grab. It's underneath here. I'll grab it and show it to you. But charcoal creates, all it does is how do I want to say it? It keeps things a little cleaner, okay? Activated charcoal. You can get it, a bag will last you a long time. I mean, very little is needed. Just a nice thin layer. And maybe we'll get a shot of this big terrarium and you can kind of see that in a few. So a lot of times what I'll do is the gravel, the charcoal, then I fill up my potting mix. And I may do another layer of gravel in between. I may just wait, pot my plants up, and then sprinkle sand on top, or more gravel, lava rock. Again, it really depends on what you want to do and the look you're going for. You know, you can go and get white pebbles too. So it really is sky's the limit on this. It's wherever your creativity takes you. You can even use some of the moss around it, or like I have. I mean, there's seashells in here. You know, so it's all in what you like and what you want to do. And again, it depends on how you want to decorate them too. You may just want plants in there, Or you may decide, hey, you want prairie dogs, armadillos, you know, anything. You might want it to look like a beach scene. I have one at home that looks like a beach scene that has a fake little ocean per se. So, you know, again, just don't let anybody tell you can't do something. Because even if you try it, luckily these guys are so affordable, or I hate to use the word cheap because they're not cheap per se, but affordable and economical. If you accidentally kill it, so what? It's not the end of the world. Move on, chalk it up, move on and do something different. So when we come back, what I'm gonna do is get into selection a little bit, some of the different ones, some of the color combinations, and the care. We'll get a little bit into the care. So stay tuned, we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Elaine Miller with Naturally Green Cleaning Service. My company serves both commercial and residential clients. We do general cleaning, spring and fall, empty homes to get them move-in ready, and final cleans for new construction. We use eco-friendly cleaning products that leave your home or office fresh, clean, and safe for you, your family, pets, or coworkers. Our focus at Naturally Green is to provide excellent customer service paired with outstanding work to build a relationship of trust with you, our clients. Having served the area 4+ years, we have had many referrals and testimonials that you can access on our website at www.naturallygreencs.com. Our work sells itself, therefore we have never had any contracts even with our largest commercial accounts. Call us today for your free quote and see what makes our company stand out.
I think the hands-on aspect is going to give you an opportunity to explore, find out what you're good at, what you like, and you're not going to have mountains of debt. What you're going to have is a marketable skill that even if you don't love it, you can use that to pay to go on to college and get that degree. And we've got a number of students that do that. They're very mature. I think we're a great hands-on exploration base.
Hi, I'm TV2 Sports Talk's Bill Morgan. Some people are outstanding at playing sports, and then there's me. While we at TV2 Sports Talk may have never been All-State on the field, we are Tuscarawas County's MVP when it comes to local television sports talk and play-by-play. Catch TV2 Sports Talk Wednesday nights at 7 and Friday afternoons at 5 on DMG Channel 2.
Hi everybody and welcome back. So let's just go ahead and let's jump into how do you pick them out? How do you know what's what? You know, and what do you put together? And how do you care for them once you get them all potted up? So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna go over just a few of the different types because everybody wonders when they're little like this, do they stay little? No. They don't. They will grow. Fortunately, you know, you're not feeding these like petunias. They don't, you know, you don't want to over fertilize these, overfeed them. So it's going to take them a little longer to grow. They will. And if they do, I'm going to show you how to kind of keep them down to size. You know, when you're selecting these, unless you're absolutely sure that it says on the tag hardy or that it's what we call a hen and chick, then you know it's something you could keep outside, depending on the size of the container and if you want to put it in the ground. Otherwise, I really suggest just kind of hedging on the safe side and bringing them in. You know, these guys are fine. Again, These come out of Florida, down south. A lot of these, think tropical. You know, this is a tropical plant. So, you know, me, myself, it gets below 50, I'm shoving them inside because I just don't like stressing plants out unless they need to learn how to live outside. Then I will, you know, and let them take the hard knocks of Mother Nature. But with these guys, you're not doing this. This is something more decorative. You know, so we have a few different kinds and a lot of different colors. You know, this one here, for example, and textures. I know kids really like this one. This is what they like to call the panda plant. It's a kalanchoe. It's, I don't even want to get technical, but tomentosa. It's furry. It's furry. It's cool. Kids love it. And no, it's not going to die because I'm sitting here petting it. It's fine. Sorry about my hands, but that happens when you pot up all season. So this is a really neat choice for some texture and just something different that you don't find anywhere or very many places. Another one that's interesting is propeller. This is a propeller. And he's just cool. He has a very modern look to him. I could definitely see this in like a black container, a white container with the contrasting gravel or the sand. I think he would look really, really neat in there. And then of course, this guy here is called cabbage. Or no, I'm sorry, not cabbage. I boo-booed on that. Rosea, hence the rosette look to it. And these are tropical, so you're not gonna leave these out by any means, unless you're just tired of them and you wanna pitch them. Another one is the one that I grow. I like this little guy. This is a crassula, which again, it's a succulent. It's just a different family. And this is Hobbit. He's just interesting, different. I'll show you how to propagate him here in a second, but I can keep him whatever size I want. You know, and another one we have is, and this is a very cool plant, this is Black Prince. He has some black edging to him with the light green. Again, really contrasts nice, looks neat, and it's cool. When you start pairing them up with different colors and different sizes, that's really when you get some depth. Everybody says, well, how many do you put in? Well, if any of you guys remember the old landscaping terms and how we design things is usually in odds. So try to stay with an odd number if you can. You know, so caring for these guys, when you plant them, you're just going to plant them flush. It's not, you know, the end of the world. You just don't have to bury them deep. Just plant them flush. Tamp the soil down in. So when I say, you know, planting them flush here and stuff and even, you know, you want to get them even and you want to get this soil pushed down, but don't like compact it. You know, it's got to stay loose enough. Remember, roots have to breathe too. So you got to keep some air pore space in, especially with these succulents. Remember, they're not, you know, they're not water plants here or pond plants. So keep it light, keep them real nice and flush. And at that point, then you can give them some water. Well, how often do you water them? Well, you usually only water them about once a week. But there's some telltale signs. These, with succulents, the interesting thing is I can tell just by looking at the leaves if they need water or they don't. And the easiest way to remember this is that these plants were bred to withstand long periods of drought. So these are all watery. So it's kind of like me being in my 40s. When you start wrinkling, you need to up your hydration. So when you see these guys start wrinkling a little bit and they're like, oh, they're kind of smushy. They're not as, you know, popped and firm as they were. Check your soil. And as long as the temp's right, and if you can tell that the soil's dry, real dry, it's time to give them a drink. If you ask me about fertilizing, one of the rules of thumbs with a lot of these plants, not just succulents, but a lot of your, you know, orchids, your air plants, you have got to make sure you dilute it down. These, again, these are not fertilizer hogs like petunias and stuff. So once you get them planted, everything's in, you've got them watered in, that's where you're going to add your gravel and your sand on top. Just top it off really nice. And then again, you'll learn, especially with the grass, yeah, sure, grow it in glass. It's easy to see when that soil is dry. So stay tuned. When we come back, I'm going to give you a quick tip with these guys, and we'll see you in a minute.
Just wanting to be a police officer, I knew this was a great start, and it turned out to be a fantastic one.
Just be able to actually see what you're doing, what you're working on, and understand how you can take one thing and turn it into something else.
We got to creatively use skills and academics and see how we can place them into our fields.
It was pretty much I had the key to open the door, and that was from Buckeye.
For fastidious librarian Emily Skinner, each day was fueled by thorough preparation for events to come. Well, somewhere along the way, Emily went right on living. But you see, with the help of her Raymond James financial advisor, she had planned for every eventuality, which meant she continued to have the means to live on, even at the ripe old age of 187. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
For clean air you can breathe in a clean-looking home exterior, Ultra Clean. Locally owned and operated, offers both air duct cleaning and pressure washing for your home. Give them a call at 330-243-3996 to help clean up the air you and your family breathe and your home's outside appearance.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, so a couple quick tips. Succulents do like sun. However, you can fry these things. So, putting them right up against a window in the winter is probably a really good thing. And you're gonna water a lot less in the winter time. So if you choose to bring yours in, back off the watering, don't fertilize, because remember, they're kind of hibernating like everything else. In the summer, you can bring them back away from the window more, because that light is really intense. So winter close, summer far away. And I found it works very, very good. The other thing too is, again, if it all fails, water them. If you see that, oh my gosh, it's too strong, blah, 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 move them. Take them out, give them a rest period, let them chill out a little bit and relax. It's kind of like you going out in the sun too much. You get out in the sun too much, it feels really good to get in the shade. You kind of have to do the same thing. But I know you guys will be successful with these. These are great for kids. These are great for gifts. Don't let your creativity be limited in any way, shape, or form. So I need you guys to stay tuned for the next episode, because we're going to keep doing cool make and take things. I want to keep expanding your horizons. If you guys ever have any questions, you're more than welcome to come down here to my new shop. Like I tell everybody, if the garage door is up, I'm here, just come on in. And remember, you got to catch up on these past episodes, and you can only do that at WJERTV2.com. Thanks everybody, and again, have an awesome week.